BART train to a tour bus. Still the same game except I'm pulling more sluts, more butts, more bucks, never giving more fucks. Did it my way, I'm never taking shortcuts. Raised in a town like fool, who put you up on, huh? E40 Mac Dre's.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
How do you get hated so badly to the point where your own community doesn't even want you? From live streaming, getting misgendered at restaurants for attention, to full-on trying to appeal to children to teach them about pronouns and being transgender. It doesn't really surprise me as much as to why this person is severely hated by so many people. And it's even to the point there is a Reddit server dedicated to hating on them. So for those that don't know who I'm talking about, Lilly Contino, whose real name is actually Nick Contino, is a 29-year-old TikToker from Atlanta, Georgia, who is notorious on social media for going to restaurants and live stream himself getting misgendered by staff members. He quickly gained attention for being very defensive and acting like a victim whenever someone would accidentally misgender him while he was eating, and would just get up and leave despite the staff members apologizing to him many times.
It looks like he's having a nice feast.
She, her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I did specifically ask ahead of time not to be called sir. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay. The Sweetwater starts at okay.
Sir?
Not.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time.
Shut the fuck up, you broke ass nigga!
I seriously don't know why someone needs to complain about a worker misgendering them at a restaurant even after they apologized many times. You're making their jobs a lot harder than it already is. For one, they don't get paid enough, so the last thing they want to hear is your bitching about pronouns. But despite the hate that Nick would receive, he still continued to live stream him eating at these restaurants and getting misgendered. But he wouldn't stop there. He would also start talking about his genitals and how he would be going through the rest of his transformation on his lives. Now, this wouldn't seem as bad at first. However, this idiot thought it would be a good idea to talk so loud to the point the people sitting next to him could hear everything he was saying on his live. This man literally had no respect to the people next to him because they would basically had to eat while listening to Nick talk about the process of how he's going to get his surgery done. And the thing that sucks about all this was that the people who were near Nick while having to listen to how he shaves his shrimp dick every time they came pretty much had enough and decided to leave bad reviews on the restaurant just for them having to sit near Nick while they eat. And judging from the responses that others left on the review as well, it seems like this wasn't the first time this had happened. Now, if you thought just him talking about how he's going to get his testicles changed at a restaurant was bad, it actually gets a lot worse. Another thing to know about Nick is that he doesn't just live stream at restaurants. He'll actually live stream at Disney World as well. However, this one live stream he did was actually so controversial to the point that there were even some transgender TikTokers that said themselves that he went too far with what he was doing. I'll go ahead and play the clip for you guys to get a better understanding.
I'm gonna get banned from Disney. I swear, we're about to get banned from Disney. Last summer, I got my cake pops removed, and the plan up until recently was to get my marshmallow wand reconfigured into a marshmallow tunnel. Unfortunately, a few weeks ago, I noticed some hair regrowth on my marshmallow wand. That's bad because the outside of the wand is what becomes the inside of the tunnel, so you don't want hair growing there, or else it's very uncomfortable. So I talked to my surgeon and he said that it would be best to postpone the procedure until after hair removal is complete. This is obviously disappointing because I was really excited to have a marshmallow tunnel sooner. That being said, it is still happening. We're just not sure when it's happening. Hair removal is a fickle thing and it's really hard to predict when it will finish. But my hair removal technician thinks it will be before the end of the year. So, fingers crossed.
This might be hard to believe, but are you aware that nobody gives a shit?
Out of all places to talk about getting your penis changed and your ball sack hair causing problems for your surgery, why the fuck would you want to talk about it at Disney World? Not to mention there are a bunch of kids around you that could clearly hear everything you're saying. That's just straight up disgusting. So unsurprisingly, this video got a lot of backlash from not just his haters, but actual trans people. If your own community is calling you out because of how nasty that video was, then you know you really fucked up.
Was to get my marshmallow.
As a trans man that I am, For you to talk about genitalia using Disney snacks around children is insane.
Marshmallow tunnel.
At Disney? At Disney. Yeah, that's what we're doing now. Listen, Lily, your transition, your journey, I love that for you. You're grown. You're obviously old enough to make your own decisions. Here's the thing, and let me know if I'm the only one, but there's just something that makes me feel some type of way about being in the middle of Disneyland, the pink Minnie Mouse ears on, the children's cartoon pride t-shirt, children laughing in the background, and you giving gender reassignment surgery innuendos using Disneyland snacks. Just knowing that you more than likely purchased those snacks in particular and specifically for this video to give that visual representation and premeditated this content and thought that this moment right here, right now is the perfect time to address this topic. I think y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. You know, 2 + 2 = 4.
AJ is basically right. There is no reason for Nick to be making these kind of videos at a place full of minors, especially if we were to consider that majority of those kids probably don't even know what gender-affirming surgery is or how to even deal with going through puberty. Now you would think after all these people calling Nick out, he would probably apologize or something, right? No, instead of apologizing for what he did, Nick instead doubled down and tried to justify on why he thought it was okay for him to make that video at Disney World.
My apology is that I didn't make more videos in Disney. I wish I had filmed myself more. I can see how much of a nerve that video touched, more than I expected.
Let me get this gay real quick, Lilly Tino. Now, instead of taking into consideration, maybe I crossed the line, maybe I was a little out of pocket with that video, you decided to double down while simultaneously admitting you're living for the rage bait, no matter whether it affects the trans community in a positive or negative way. I'm not ready for this. Let's continue.
I was listening. No one was listening. 2, even if they were listening, you talking about cake pops and marshmallow wands. Like, you'd have to kind of know a little bit more to really understand what I was saying. But let's say you did understand what I was saying and you were listening, which no one was. It's no different than talking about a hip replacement.
Is this nigga serious?
Speaking directly to children about gender reassignment surgery, your genitals is on the same playing field as a hip replacement surgery now. What? And don't act like this video was not directed towards a younger audience. If it was directed towards adults like you said it was, speak to adults like adults. You shouldn't have to use cake pops. And I would be willing to bet money that your age restrictions, 18 and over, is not set up on your videos.
I think the reaction is actually kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Disney was not the time and place I pinned. No, it actually was, Andrea. Because I was in Disneyland and I wanted to talk about it. That makes it the time.
No, Lily, I'm glad you think it's funny. I wonder if you're still going to think it's funny when LGBTQ acceptance continues to decline. Of course, it's how I feel. I felt like filming it there. I felt like that was the time and place that I wanted to speak about it. Of course, all about you, without taking into consideration the people around you and how it might affect them. And that's not a red flag to you? You're surrounded by children and that's what you decide to talk about?
Queer people are allowed to exist in Disneyland and talk about being queer. If you think that's a problem, then you have a problem.
The problem is not people existing. The problem is the location you decided to film the video, the content of the video, and who the video was directed towards. That is the problem. And if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you.
I gotta give my man AJ the Burger King crown because dude got straight balls of steel. But on a serious note, it's very clear that Nick doesn't give a shit about what he says and decides to still play the victim, then double down on why he thinks it's okay. If that video wasn't enough proof as to why Nick's main audience he's targeting is kids, then this next video will prove that claim for sure.
Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important, what it means to be transgender. It's a big word, but I promise that it's easy to understand. Hi friends! Today we're talking about something super cool called pronouns. Pronouns are little words that help us talk about each other.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police!
Now for those that don't know who Nick was dressing up as, Miss Rachel is a YouTuber who mainly teaches children their letters and numbers. Her main audience is consisted of babies and toddlers, which by that simple sentence fully explains what's wrong with this video that Nick posted. A full-grown man pretending to be a teacher to teach kids about transgender and pronouns is very disgusting. After all this drama came out, some people started to accuse Nick of not actually being transgender. But instead of doing all of this because of a fetish, one of the main things that really proves this claim is how Nick tends to dress up like a little girl in some of his photos he tends to post online. And it also lines up with another theory that Nick could possibly be a pedophile, evident by his content, which is clearly targeted towards kids, and him also being very supportive of children getting gender-affirming surgeries at extremely young ages.
When a kid tells you that they're transgender, believe them. A lot of people will say that it's impossible for a 4-year-old to know if they're trans or not, but actually that's not true. They can know, and here's why. From day one, gender is baked into everything we do. You either have a boy name or a girl name, boy toys or girl toys, boy clothes or girl clothes. So from an early age, kids understand the difference between boy and girl, and more importantly, which one they're expected to be. So it makes sense that if what they feel inside is different than what they're expected to be, that they might feel uncomfortable, and they might want to talk about that discomfort. And we all know that kids are good at talking about how they feel. For example, mommy, I skinned my knee. Mommy, someone called me a name on the playground. Or even, mommy, I don't like wearing boy clothes. These are all similar feelings of discomfort that we can talk about to our parents. That's not to say that all kids will realize they're transgender when they're little. A lot don't. I didn't until I was 27, but I can't tell you how many people I've met that knew they were trans at 4 or 5 years old. So if there's a kid in your life who's telling you they're trans, please believe them. They know what they're talking about, and your support might save their life.
You are a worthless, bitch-ass nigga. Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. I'm just gonna stump you. You're gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna seal up all my cracks. You're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup, you worthless bitch-ass nigga. You're gonna stay on my dick until you die. You serve no purpose in life. Your purpose in life is to be in my stream sucking on my dick daily. Your purpose in life is to be in that chat blowing a dick daily. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now and give somebody else a piece of that oxygen and ozone layer that's covered up so that we can breathe inside this blue trapped bubble. Because what are you here for? To worship me? Kill yourself. I mean that with 100%, with 1,000%.
According to scientific understanding, a human brain is considered fully developed around the mid to late 20s, with the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and planning, being one of the last areas to mature fully around age 25. So explain to me how the hell a kid who doesn't even know how to drive, or has not even gotten through puberty, is gonna understand what being transgender is. Overall, I think Nick Contino is a very delusional ass person who needs serious help. He's clearly not transgender and is only doing all this because people will donate to him, so he can use the money to go out and eat fine dining food and go to Disneyland instead of paying for his surgeries. I would strongly recommend to those that support Nick and donate to him to immediately stop as soon as they can. The guy is literally scamming you. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. See you guys later.